Men over 60, urologist warns, avoid 5 shocking daily foods that silently destroy strength. Does it ever feel like your own body is betraying you? Not in a dramatic way, but in the small things, like hesitating before picking up a bag of groceries, or needing to use your arms to push yourself up out of your favorite armchair. It's a common frustration for men as they age. Most men chalk this up to just getting older or maybe declining testosterone. But what if I told you the real root cause might be the so-called healthy snack sitting in your pantry right now? A groundbreaking 2023 study from the Journal of Urology, which followed over 10,000 men, revealed something truly shocking. It found that chronic inflammation from certain foods was a 37% stronger predictor of declining strength and vitality than a man's age alone. This is exactly what happened to a patient of mine, let's call him Robert, a 72-year-old retired firefighter. He was doing everything right, but he still felt weak, unsteady. It turned out his daily go-to snack was silently sabotaging his efforts. I'm Dr. Audrey Wells, and in this video, I'm going to give you the exact, science-backed list of 4 nuts that can help rebuild your body's strength, and expose the 2 common nuts, including Robert's favorite, that you need to be very cautious of. If you have ever felt that frustration with your own body, just do me a favor and let me know you're watching by commenting the word ready below. And be sure to hit that subscribe button because you are going to want to hear what comes next. Alright, let's start with the first powerhouse for men's health, a true ally in rebuilding your strength. Walnuts. But here's a critical mistake many men make. They hear that walnuts are good for them, maybe because their shape reminds them of a brain, so they think of them only for brain health. And while they are good for that, focusing only on the brain misses the bigger, more important picture for your physical strength and vitality. You could be eating them and not even realize their most powerful benefit for your manhood, walnuts. So why are walnuts so effective for men over 60? The reason is twofold. First, they are packed with a specific type of healthy fat, omega-3 fatty acids. Think of these as the fundamental raw materials your body needs to produce testosterone. Your body can't just create this vital hormone out of thin air, it needs the right building blocks. And omega-3s are those premium building blocks. Second, walnuts contain a unique amino acid called arginine. Inside your body, arginine gets converted into a crucial molecule you may have heard of: nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is absolutely essential for healthy circulation, and this isn't just a theory. A comprehensive review of studies, published in the prestigious Journal of Nutrition, has consistently linked diets rich in omega-3s to healthier, more balanced hormone profiles in aging men. The evidence is clear. Providing your body with these specific fats gives it the tools it needs to do its job properly. To put it simply, think of it like building a strong fire. The omega-3s are like the high-quality, dense log for your fireplace. You can't have a strong fire representing your testosterone without good fuel. The nitric oxide that comes from arginine, that's like opening the flue. It lets the oxygen in, allowing that fire to burn brighter and hotter, improving circulation and delivering that energy throughout your entire body. So how can you incorporate this into your routine safely and effectively? It's incredibly simple. A small handful a day is all you need. That's it. You don't need to overdo it. You can toss them into your morning oatmeal or yogurt, sprinkle them over a salad at lunch, or just enjoy them as a mid-afternoon snack to beat that energy slump. The most important part here is consistency. A little bit every day. I had a patient, let's call him Frank, a 68-year-old retired teacher. He started doing just this, adding 1 small handful of walnuts to his morning routine. After just a month, he came back and told me the difference was noticeable. He said he had more stamina for his daily walks with his wife and he just felt more solid. And he discovered a great synergy. He found that combining the walnuts with a scoop of blueberries in his yogurt gave him an even bigger boost. It's a small tweak, but the antioxidants from the berries paired with the healthy fats from the nuts, it made a world of difference for him. And it could for you, too. Next up on our list is the versatile and powerful almond. Now, most people eat almonds for their protein and fiber, which is great. But here's the mistake. They completely overlook its most critical role for men. It's not just about what almonds help your body create. It's about what they help your body unlock. You see, you could have decent testosterone levels, but still feel weak and tired if most of that testosterone is locked away where your body can't use it. So why are almonds the key to unlocking the strength you already have? It all comes down to a crucial mineral called magnesium. Almonds are one of the best food sources for it. In your body, there's a protein called sex hormone-binding globulin, or SHBG for short. The main job of this protein is to bind to your testosterone. And once testosterone is bound, it's essentially inactive, useless. Your body can't use it to maintain muscle or energy. This is where magnesium works its magic. It helps to reduce the amount of SHBG, In your bloodstream, less SHBG means more of what we call free testosterone. That's the active, usable testosterone that actually makes you feel strong and vital. And this isn't just a theory. A fascinating study from 2011, though it was done on athletes, demonstrated this principle perfectly. Researchers found that men who supplemented with magnesium saw a significant increase in their free testosterone levels both at rest and after exercise. The science shows that having adequate magnesium helps make the testosterone you already produce more effective. The best way to think about it is like this. Imagine your total testosterone is all the money in your bank account. S.H.B.G. is like a banking fee that locks up most of your funds, so you can't actually spend them. Magnesium is like a friendly bank manager who steps in and waives those fees, instantly giving you access to more of your own cash. It's your money. You just needed the key to access it. So, how do you use this key correctly? Again, simplicity is your friend. A small handful of almonds each day is perfect. I recommend choosing raw or dry roasted, unsalted versions to avoid the extra sodium and unhealthy oils. You can use them just like walnuts, add them to your oatmeal, toss them in a salad, or enjoy them as a snack. You can even switch out your peanut butter for almond butter on a slice of whole wheat toast in the morning. And here's a quick tip that I share with many of my male patients. The body burns through magnesium reserves during times of stress. So if you've had a particularly stressful day or you're feeling run down, a handful of almonds can be a fantastic way to replenish what your body has lost. It's a simple synergy, manage your stress, and support your vitality at the same time. Now, if you didn't know about the difference between total and free testosterone, I'd love to hear from you. Just comment the word unlock below. It helps me know what topics are the most helpful for you. Alright, the third nut on our list might be the most potent of them all. Brazil nuts. Now, here is the single most critical mistake men make with this food. They hear that Brazil nuts are good for them, so they start eating them by the handful, just like almonds or walnuts. And this is not only wrong, it can actually be counterproductive. With this particular nut, more is absolutely not better. In fact, more can be worse. It's a classic case where the dose makes the medicine. So, why are Brazil nuts so incredibly powerful, and why is the dose so important? The answer comes down to one trace mineral. Selenium. Brazil nuts are, by far, the richest food source of selenium on the entire planet. Your body only needs a tiny amount of this mineral, but its role is enormous. Selenium is essential for activating the enzymes that your body uses to produce testosterone. It's also vital for protecting sperm health and overall reproductive function. Without enough selenium, your body's entire hormone production machinery can't run at full capacity, and the scientific evidence for this is very well established. Multiple studies, including a significant one published in the Journal of Urology, have shown a direct correlation between healthy selenium levels and stronger testosterone balance in men. Clinical observations consistently show that men with optimal selenium levels simply have a more robust hormonal system. To put it simply, think of selenium as the spark plug in your car's engine. The spark plug is a small, inexpensive part, but without it, the engine cannot ignite the fuel. It doesn't matter how much gas you have in the tank, without that tiny, essential spark, you have no power. Selenium provides that necessary spark for your body's testosterone engine. So, how do you use this powerful tool correctly and safely? This is the most important part. You must treat Brazil nuts like medicine. Precise, small, and consistent. All you need is 1, maybe 2 Brazil nuts per day. That's it. Just 1 or 2 nuts will provide your body with all the selenium it needs to function optimally. Eating more than that regularly can lead to an excess of selenium in your system, a condition that can cause fatigue and other imbalances. I had a patient, David, a 75-year-old man who was feeling incredibly run down. A simple blood test revealed he was deficient in selenium. Instead of a prescription, I told him to go to the store and buy a bag of Brazil nuts. His only instruction was to eat it every morning. He came back 3 months later and his levels were perfectly back in the normal range. He told me he felt like a new man. It's a powerful example of how a tiny, targeted change can make a world of difference. Now, we come to the very important warning I promised you at the beginning. The number one nut that every man over 60 needs to be extremely cautious of is actually not a nut at all. It is a legume, peanuts. And here is the single biggest mistake I see men make, time and time again. They have peanut butter on their toast every morning. They snack on roasted peanuts while watching the game. They eat it by the spoonful, thinking it's a pure, healthy source of protein. And while it does have protein, when it comes to your hormone health and your long-term strength, making peanuts a daily habit can be a significant problem. So why can such a common, beloved food be a silent enemy to your vitality? There are 2 main issues here. First, and most importantly, is the ratio of fats. Peanuts are very high in omega-6 fatty acids with very little of the healthy omega-3s. Now, your body needs some omega-6, but the modern American diet is already overloaded with it. A diet that is too high in omega-6 and too low in omega-3 promotes inflammation throughout the entire body, and chronic, low-grade inflammation is a known direct killer of testosterone. It creates a state of stress inside your body that suppresses the function of your hormone-producing cells. The second issue is that peanuts are often grown and stored in humid conditions, which makes them susceptible to a mold that produces toxins called aflatoxins. These toxins put stress on your liver. And since your liver plays a massive role in regulating and balancing your hormones, any extra stress on it can interfere with your body's ability to maintain a healthy, strong hormonal balance. Countless nutritional studies have linked high omega-6 to omega-3 ratios to increased systemic inflammation, a condition that directly works against your goal of building and maintaining strength. To put it simply, let's go back to our fire analogy. If walnuts are the high-quality, dry logs that make the fire burn hot, eating too many peanuts is like constantly pouring damp, green, smoky wood onto that fire. It doesn't put the fire out completely, but it creates a lot of smoke. That smoke represents inflammation, and it prevents your internal fire from ever burning strong, clear, and hot. It keeps you in a state of low, smoldering energy. So, how should you handle this? I am not saying you can never eat a peanut again. I'm a realist, but they should be treated as a rare treat, not a daily staple. If you love peanut butter, make it an occasional indulgence, not your go-to breakfast every single morning. This was exactly the problem with my patient, Robert, the retired firefighter I mentioned earlier. He was having generous amounts of peanut butter on toast every single morning. Thinking he was fueling his body, we made a simple swap. We switched him to almond butter. That single change, along with adding the good nuts we talked about, made a noticeable difference. Within a few weeks, he reported that his morning stiffness was less, and his overall energy levels were much more stable throughout the day. Now, I know this might be new information for a lot of you. Were you surprised to hear this about peanuts? If so, please comment the word surprised below. It's okay, most people are. And knowing is the first step to making a better choice. Alright, the second and final nut to be cautious with is the cashew. Now, let me be very clear here. Cashews are not nearly as problematic as peanuts. They are a slightly better choice. But the mistake is thinking that because they aren't peanuts, they must be a perfectly healthy daily snack. In reality, while they are delicious and provide some nutrients, relying on them as your primary nut source may not be the best choice for men trying to protect their hormone health and strength as they age. Think of them as a yellow light food, not a red light like peanuts, but certainly not a green light like walnuts or almonds. So, why do cashews fall into this cautionary category? The reason is very similar to the issue with peanuts. It's all about that fatty acid profile. Cashews, like peanuts, are very high in omega-6 fatty acids compared to their almost non-existent levels of omega-3 south, and, as we just discussed, that imbalance, that overwhelming ratio of omega-6 to omega-3, can lead to chronic inflammation which, as we know, suppresses the body's ability to produce testosterone efficiently. The general science on this is overwhelming, and has been confirmed in numerous studies over the years. Diets that consistently feature a high ratio of omega-6 fats contribute to a state of inflammation in the body. It's a foundational principle of nutritional science. You simply cannot build a strong hormonal house on an inflammatory foundation. To use an analogy, if peanuts are like putting damp, smoky wood on your fire, cashews are like putting a lower grade of kiln-dried wood on it. It's definitely better than the damp stuff. It will burn, and it won't create nearly as much smoke, but it's still not the dense, high-energy hardwood that walnuts and almonds represent. It's an acceptable fuel, but it's not an optimal fuel for creating maximum heat and energy. So, what's the right way to enjoy them if you like them? The key is moderation and selection. If you do enjoy cashews, think of them as an occasional treat, not a daily staple. And just as importantly, always opt for raw, unsalted versions whenever possible. The reason is that cashews are very often sold salted and roasted in industrial vegetable oils, which are also extremely high in omega-6. This only adds to the inflammatory load. So, choosing raw cashews helps to at least mitigate some of that extra inflammatory burden. I always tell my patients that making good health choices is often about making the better choice. In a given situation, is a handful of raw cashews better than a bag of potato chips? Absolutely, 100%. But is a handful of walnuts or almonds a better choice than a handful of cashews? For your long-term vitality, the science says yes, it's about making those small, superior choices, day after day. That's what leads to real, lasting results. Alright, let's bring this all together in a simple, actionable plan. We've learned that your go-to strength-building nuts are walnuts, almonds, Brazil nuts, and pistachios, and the ones to limit because of that inflammatory nature we discussed are peanuts and cashews. But as I always say in my clinic, knowledge without action is just entertainment. So, here is your simple plan for this week. Think of it as your doctor's prescription. First, after this video, go to your pantry. Just move any peanuts or cashews to the back of the shelf. Out of sight, out of mind. Second, on your next grocery trip, buy a small bag of raw, unsalted walnuts or almonds. It's a small investment, probably less than $10. Third, make it your mission to have just one small handful every single day. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Doctor, I don't really like nuts or I'm worried I'll forget, and I understand that. You don't have to love them. Think of them as your daily medicine for your strength. And to remember, put the bag right next to your coffee machine or your car keys. Link the new habit to an old one. Because this isn't just about eating nuts. This is about having the strength to lift your grandchild high into the air. It's about having the confidence to walk up a flight of stairs without gasping for breath. It is about protecting your independence for all of your tomorrows. That strength is worth one handful a day. If you're ready to take back control of your strength, I invite you to join our community of men who are doing the same. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more practical, science-backed advice. And to comment yourself, go to the comments right now and write "I'm in." Let's start this journey together. Thank you for joining me today. In our next video, we'll discuss the one type of exercise that is often more effective than jogging for men over 60. You won't want to miss it. Until then, stay strong and stay independent.